All right, cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Troy Track Select. This is the Select Few Sessions, and if you're watching, you are one of the Select Few. And coming to the stage, it's the deceased who seek to saunter, the bare big toe that bucked the bucket, the few who out-freaked Frankenstein, coming off of their latest EP, Tired. They're coming to wake it up. It's Dead Foot!
What is the real cost of waging war? Do you think you'll find what you're looking for? A gallon buckets of my dreams in hand, because I lack the means to match demand. Serve into your apathy, distracted by the lies on your TV. You don't have any time to waste. Is this what it's like to get a taste? Guess the kids will all be better served learning on their own to stand the curve. Besides, if we all end up dead to rights, scraps will go to those with means to fight. So turn into your empathy, distracted by the ruse and your Hollywood movies. We've only got our whole lives to waste. Is this what it's like to get a taste of the good life? I must try. Where's my slice of the pie? There's so much, it's so unfair. Just a small touch of the royal air. When greed wins, it's capitalist. There's no sense in free markets. Corporate socialists debate to fail. Small businesses up for sale. What's going on, Canal? We're Deadfoot. We're gonna play some more songs. Why do I suck so much? Is it because I am stupid?
Yeah!
All I've come to say, don't you judge me when you're not such genius yourself. It comes and goes away. All I want's to be done with this shit. Put it back up on the shelf. Coming after me, can't believe it. Harsher words, harsher tone, got me deep. After all we've fucking been through, on the road through the years, a million sheep. I don't care if you care. So much work to be done, cast aside. Feelings of rage and doubt, my baggage over there. If I can sew it, you can as well. Figure the rest of your bullshit out. Coming after me, can't believe it. Harsher words, harsher tone, got me deep. After all we've fucking been through, on the road through the years, a million sheep. What's it gonna take? Recompense, apology made at your own expense. I wanna hear words from your mouth. Better fucking yourself a promoter, but didn't promote my band. You gladly took my money, but didn't extend a helping hand. I wonder if I let you, how long you would have preyed on other local punk rock bands and in the scene have stayed. Just don't act like a scumbag. When I called you out on Facebook after our little show, you threatened me with lawsuits that I could done in Kokomo. The scene rallied behind me and tore your ass to shreds. Never been more proud of Indy. It's time to lay down in your bed. Just don't act like a scumbag. It's not about the paycheck. It's not about the fans. It's not about the music. Not even about the bands. Don't rip off the artists. Just do a fucking job. Chose to start this business. Don't be a fucking man. You need a call to action. A rally cry. The scene cannot exist without people to hold it high. Charismatic leaders need some sanity. Do away with shady cheaters and embrace integrity. Just don't act like an asshole. Just don't act like an asshole. This next song is called Insomnia. It's off of an EP that we released earlier this year called Tired. And this song goes like this. Count on you around. The silence fills the sound. I can't tell wrong from right. This is my final flight. Can't sleep till underground. It's all of this time I was so self-obsessed. I was losing sight of every goal I had won. Is it a crime to be simply impressed and obsessed with debts I had never repaid? Know what I must do to work through my issues. Mix ego with my pride. It eats me up inside. I can't tell wrong from right. This is my final flight. Yes, how this loser died. All of this time I was so self-obsessed. I was losing sight of every goal I had won. Is it a crime to be simply possessed and obsessed with debts I had never repaid? Know what I must do to work through my issues. Today I see so clear. Know what I'm working for, what I'm working toward. Today I have no fear. Here 'cause I wanted more. Just reward. I must do to work through my issues. I'm high and then I'm low. Ain't got no time to grow. Stuck in an endless loop. This is my support group. Feels like I'm gonna blow. banana, 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 banana.
Thank you so much. Indianification?
This next song is called Indianification. It's about the beloved state of Indiana and all the good things that happen here. This was on a compilation released by a record label called Pokerton Records earlier this year. And we were on that compilation with this song. It's called Indianification by Deadfoot. We got NFL and NASCAR. Fly over, say drive through it with your car. Crossroads of America is bleeding. Progress in this state is always fleeting. Soybeans and our homegrown boys are corn-fed. We're maybe only top 10 as far as inbreds. Tourists got us beat as far as flattass. Oh, and did I mention fuck you, Kansas? There's no way you'd ever come with Dodge, Size, and Sons if you had literally any other choice. We're next to last on cannabis. You take our pot and take the piss. Why won't you just listen to our voice? We'd be pretty sad if we lost Gen Con. Proper spectacle to hedge your bets on. William Harrison died of pneumonia. Indiana's golden son, an utter failure. Pacers swept again in the first round. Game 7! Microcosm of a state been run aground. William Harrison died of pneumonia. Indiana's chosen son, an utter failure. There's no way you'd ever go. Fucked if you don't like Trump. Also fuck that gas station in Crawfordsville. Vibes and I'm a white. My mixed baby won't be alright. All you racists need to fucking chill. On so many things we seem to have lost our way. Some diseases still won't serve you if you're gay. Obama's inspiration turned the state blue. Trump's rhetoric restored our deep-red values. India will be down the most progressive. Most of us just hate on all things leftist. Till you realize that we're all fucked without progress. Good thing we've got saner states to lead us. Fucking shove this state so you can relate. Everyone needs to understand that I'm irate. Until I'm leaving town, we'll burn this whole state down. You can fuck off and keep your racing ground. Thank you. It's not about liking that song. I just want you guys to know that.
It's about how it makes you feel.
We all have to get through that one together. But we're there. We're on the other side.
Of the canal.
We almost messed that one up too. Oh, this song's called Stupid, because that's what I am. Lots of down, still We're coming through! Get the fuck out the way! Head of the line! Biding my time! No reason, no rhyme! And that's just fine! Are we hardcore yet? Are we hardcore yet? Are we hardcore yet? Are we hardcore yet? You get out the way! It feels so gay! What can I say? Just okay! Stupid! 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 We hardcore yet? We hardcore yet? Are we hardcore yet? Are we hardcore yet? The song's called Misfit! What's left to say? Truth is you ran away. My eyes bought your disguise. Realize, realize. These a bitter taste. A whole life thrown away. Spirit giving chase. This formless voice without a face. Take me once again and break me. I'm set to win again. Say with it then. You break me once again, again. Just take me there again. I can drown out the noise, the illusion of choice. Eyes are on the prize. I rise, I rise, I rise, I rise. Rise, attack, attack. Attack, attack, react. Like the back to track and sack my motherfucking backtrack check. Take me once again and break me. I'm set to win. I can't say win and then you make me once again, again. Just take me there again. Dead shit, loser, reject, misfit, pickle later, go insane. You're full of shit, you hypocrite. Dead shit, loser, reject, misfit, pickle later, go insane. You're full of shit, you hypocrite. Can't drown out the noise. Vision fades to black. As attacking eyes, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. Rise, attack, attack. Attack, attack, react. Like the back to track and sack my motherfucking backtrack check. You take me once again and break me. I'm set to win again, say win and then you make me. I'm there again, again. Just take me there again.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
This song is called Meaning. I'm sorry for the things I've done. Never meant to lose control. I did it for the sake of fun. And I just wanted you to know that I'll always be scared. I'll always be unprepared. I'll always be unaware. Wherever you go, I'll always be there. I never meant to hurt your heart. The highest highs are meant for us. And then I tore it all apart. You say I've been more than I'm just. Now I try to find a meaning. Why I act the way I do. Self-critique has got me leaning a little more than usual on you. Yes. If you dance, we love you. I see you, little guy. We got 2 more songs for you. This song is called Zen. I used to think that I was blessed and on the brink of big success. I was born a superstar, a road less worn will take us far. The days are long, but life is short. Staying strong is my first resort. No one said life's a breeze. I'm in my head, I'm on my knees. Staying strong, I'm standing tall. I'm half the man I thought I'd be. I have a plan for you and me. Some win, some lose, so I'm told. Some others choose to break the mold. It's not a race, but some still crash face to face, from ash to ash. Try being perfect till the day I die. This moment's good enough for me. It's all it ever has to be. Now and then I find a little piece of zen. Times I get to keep pretending this moment now is never ending. I could try being perfect till the day I die. The moment's good enough for me. Yeah. It's all it ever has to be. Yeah. We are Deadfoot from Indianapolis. Thanks for hanging out. Everyone on the canal, walking by and listening and doing your thing and not listening. It's all cool. But we appreciate you guys for just living your lives and existing. Thank you. This is our last song. It's called Class War. if you ever want to know. Never mind. It's called Class War. It's what they've asked for. You've eaten up their propaganda for years. Excel Luigi, Illuminary, manifestation of their worst fucking fears. This is the end stage of America. The land you knew and loved is fucking gone. Those in power, it is the hour. You know what happens soon, I rinse off the stage. This oligarchy, it isn't for me. The ruling class is soon to find us by hate. Plus a nightmare, you really don't care. Now it's done again, too little, too late. Now your neighbors, turn in those favors. We're back again to make America great. This is the end stage of America. The land you knew and loved is fucking gone. To those in power, this is the hour. We're coming for your ivory tower. You're being someone else's pawn. Bass solo! Stage of America. The land you knew and loved is fucking gone. To those in power, this is the hour. We're coming for your ivory tower. Sick of being someone else's pawn. All right, we're done now. You can continue your evenings.
Hey everybody, that was Deadfoot. You can follow them on Instagram at deadfootpunk. And this is the Select Few Sessions. You can follow this at Mr. Troy Track Select, all one word, on Instagram. All right, great time. We'll see you next time. I'm going to set up for the interview in the next couple of minutes, so we'll see you then. Peace. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Hey everybody, thanks so much for coming on the show. Let's give it up one more time for Deadfoot, please.
Thank you very much. Thank
There
you.
you go, you know I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
So, usually I start these off by always asking the band if they remember how we first met, but we've never met before in person. And so instead, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I initially found you all. So I was walking in a neighborhood, and you all are free to say what neighborhood that was later if you like. But I was walking through, and I heard, like, music going. I heard this band going. I was like, oh, there's a show going on somewhere. I'm kind of looking around, and then I look up. I was like, oh, the show's up there. Like, how can I get in there? And I was like, maybe it's a private show. Then I realized, no, that's probably somebody's house, and I can't just go inside someone's house. So there is a little sheet of paper, like a little white sheet of paper that says Deadfoot on the outside of it, and there's a little QR code. So I tried going for the QR code first, but that didn't work out for me. It just wouldn't capture because of the angle, I guess. And so then I said, let me just type it in Google or Spotify or whatever, and like that is what led me to initially
That is cool.
finding out about you guys.
That's cool.
That is very cool.
That is cool, Troy. I argued that we should make that piece of paper a little bit bigger because it's just like a little 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper hanging up on a second floor window.
Yeah.
So at least people can see the deadfoot.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
even a
for
full
sure.
piece of paper.
And you know, me being one of the shorter people who's going to be walking around, I could see it. I was really trying though, so definitely suggest getting a bigger piece of paper. But it worked, and now you're here.
Look at me.
Thanks for inviting us. Thank you.
That's really cool though.
Needs to be a banner that hangs out the window. Yeah, a banner that hangs from one window to the next. We've talked about this. Now we have a budget for it, so I mean, we could have a banner.
Well, let's start. Please, I'd love if you all introduced yourselves to the camera so people know exactly who we're talking to.
How's it going? My name is Pierce. I am the guitarist and backup singer for Deadfoot.
My name is Matt, and I'm also a guitarist.
My name is Nick. I'm the bassist and the lead singer.
Calling drums.
So, I guess we'll start off with one of the first things I was wondering, which is Deadfoot seems to be very intentionally made lowercase in all of the communications and social medias online and even on Spotify and places that you can listen to it. So why did you guys decide to make it lowercase, if that was a purposeful decision?
It was, in fact, a purposeful decision. I thought it was just aesthetically the type of band we are. You know, we're a lowercase band. So, and I had the idea for this logo where the D's, everything is very angular. And like if you look at our social medias, you know, various social media platforms, we have this sort of logo that we use as branding. And so it just fit with this font. I think a capital D just doesn't describe our band.
We're not big
We're
D's.
we're little D's, not
We're
big
we're
D's.
little D's.
Cool, man. Well, I mean, I guess following with that, you guys also did something very similar for this latest EP, Tired, specifically. All the other ones are capitalized, but Tired is not. So why do that for this EP and nothing else?
So this EP, I mean, you know, the name of the EP describes sort of the vibe of the EP.
I was really tired, and I made it in Canva in like 3 hours.
And Matt just made it lowercase. No, so Tired, we're trying this thing where the name of the album is spelled out by the order of songs.
Okay.
So it's like Torches, Insomnia, Runaway, Evergreen, Desperation. Those 5 songs together make Tired. It helps me remember the track listing better. It's just something I do for myself.
Very cool, man. Because I definitely didn't catch that until you said it just now. So.
Keep an eye out. We have, actually, we'll announce it now.
Yeah.
We have a new album coming out. It's called Postmortem. It's our debut full-length album. It's going to be out later this year. We have taken and ordered vinyls, so we got vinyls on the way, and when they arrive, we'll be distributing them and selling the rest of them. But Postmortem is also, well, spelled out by the track listing.
Very cool. So,
Big brain.
I guess going along with Tired and the album title, on the album cover, it reminds me of, do you guys know who Nakey Jakey is?
Who was it?
Nakey Jakey. He's a YouTuber online who does a lot of like video game content, and he has a very similar cover where he's on like some backwards horses. I don't think he had the guy kind of shooting lasers into your nipples, but very similar.
You caught that. Did you catch that?
Yeah,
That was.
I did. It was very subtle, really hard to spot.
There's a lot happening on that album cover, so we wanted to make sure that there was, a feast for the eyes,
Yeah,
if you
like
will.
there's a lot of hidden messaging going on.
All real, by the way, no Photoshop.
Did you see the Teletubby son?
Ooh, that would also make.
That
a
was
lot of
Nick's
sense.
only request, was the Teletubby son, I believe.
So is that kind of where does this album art stem from? Is that from where it kind of stems from? Because it's I've just seen some similar things, especially with the horse.
So-
That's the only thing.
Well, you gave me that picture of you tumbling with
Yeah.
your daughter.
So I used to go to, there's this place on Mass Ave called North Mass Boulder. It's
Yeah.
like a gym and a bouldering place. And I take my daughter there a lot. And so while she would be in like the kids' room climbing on the walls and running all around, I was trying to practice a forward handspring.
Okay.
And so I took videos of myself doing it. And I did post one where I made it.
Shout out.
I did it. Took me like 8 months of training, but I landed one. But there were a few that I didn't land, and so one of the ones I didn't land, I took a still shot, and I was like, "That's pretty funny."
I see.
And so then it just,
I put you in space. There's one of you in space, one of you underwater. We did a photo shoot at the Circle Center Mall and goofed around the arcade, and that's where the horses came from. And then I was like, how I needed Colin and Pierce in it. So
we made it happen. We figured out a way.
I'll have to show
actually,
you.
I had you guys. There was one where I had you in space, and they're on horses in space, and I was trying to put like astronaut helmets on them, but I couldn't get the Photoshop right. And then I was just like, well, what about the Wild West?
There.
And that's what it was. We were like the Wild West. That describes us perfectly.
I'll have to show you some of that art that I'm talking about. That's the only reason I was like, is this referencing this thing over here, this other kind of obscure thing over here? It's probably what happened, because some people have figured out a way to go back in time, you know?
Right.
And that's,
like stalking us and
yeah,
taking all our IDs.
people take stuff all the time and go back and then show it off to act like they were the first ones to do it. Well, very cool. So let's just, I guess, get a little bit deeper into Tired specifically. So on Tired, there seems to be a theme of opposites and contradiction. So there are moments of huge bits of ego, and you kind of mention your ego and dealing with that, and then like bits of insecurity of talking about being obsessed with skills that I never actually showed. And same thing of, you know, one song like Evergreen, you're kind of talking about being with this person for 8 years, and then you have some other songs where you're talking about we can't do this anymore, or we've got to break this off. Was that a conscious decision of kind of going back and forth between two extremes on there?
I'm glad you caught that, Troy. That's exactly what I was going for. No, I mean, yeah, it's every song has its own life and meaning, and to me, they represent different parts in my life and Deadfoot's life. But to the listener, they could represent a specific moment, or, you know, maybe down the road they associate it with the first time they heard it, or whatever. You know, it's just one of those things, like once you release art into the universe, it's not yours anymore.
No, that's very true. Okay, so I guess there are a lot of different situations that are kind of spoken about on this album. So one of them, I don't want to talk about anything super specific right now, but one of them is like you keep talking about a common theme, not just in Tired, but in other records that you put out as well, is like being better than you were beforehand, and like working through some of these things to get to be a better person or a better whatever. So what is it that you're striving to be?
Well, I'm striving to be the best version of myself that I can be, but also, like, I want to represent my bandmates, and I want to represent my family and my friends, and the people who like have supported us along the way. I want to represent them as best as I can. So I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I don't think I'm anybody's hero. Maybe my daughter, which would be, that's all I could ask for. My sweetie. Yeah, there she is. But but it's like I can't really. It's like you don't meet your heroes kind of way, like, because there's always something going on where it's like, oh, wow, we learned that about this person, and now it's like, can I separate the art from the artist? And so I really don't want to be like, not to say that we're destined for greatness or whatever, but I don't want to be someone that people can't, like, people need to separate the art from the artist. I want to be someone that is like worthy of following.
Yeah.
In a way.
No,
No, I mean that's understandable. Everybody wants to be someone that people look up to and like respect, and maybe possibly try to emulate, but mostly they don't want to be embarrassed or ashamed of the things they might have done. And kind of speaking on that, there is also like a lot of mentions of shame of some sort in this album. It feels, um, and it feels like you're kind of working through that on this album, and maybe some of the other ones as well. How are you all working through those things? Are you still trying to work through those things?
Well, since I'm the lyricist, I will answer that question. No, it's one of these things again where it's just a moment. It represents where I was in that moment, and so I'm always trying to just be better than I was before. And sometimes I fall short. You just gotta pick yourself up and try again.
Do you like journal or reflect on those things kind of often?
Yeah, I mean, I think I work through my emotions pretty well. Usually through music. Music helps me out a lot, and like making sure that I'm taking care of my business and providing for my loved ones, and just staying on top of general things that are happening in my life.
Yeah. So, and of course, music is the whole reason we're on this show. So let's talk about some of the grooves that you guys try to work through on this. Seems to me, it's not like you guys are trying to make it a secret or anything like that, at least for the projects that are online, some heavy pop punk influences that you guys use and play through. Specifically, you kind of go into one of these very common sayings of like manana, manana, manana. And I was wondering, are you guys, do you guys spend a lot of time with like, or did you spend a lot of time with Blink 182 at a certain point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Colin wants me to tell you about the cover show. We played a. Do you want to tell?
Sure.
We kicked ass, man. That was
Yeah,
fun.
so we did a Blink 182 cover show. The idea was we can't afford to go see Blink ourselves, so we're going to make our own. And
on the same night they were playing in Chicago.
that's right. That's an important detail. But yeah, so we just picked a bunch of our favorite songs from Blink. We played them together, and very very influenced by Blink. Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, especially those two records. Dude Ranch. Yeah.
If you look up our Instagram, you can find Nick with Travis Barker braids.
That's very fun.
Dreads. Were they braids or dreads?
Braids.
Okay. Very impressive.
Yeah, that manana very much kind of immediately sparked a thought about. I was about to say Some Girls Try Too Hard, but it's called the Party Song.
Track 9 off of Enema of the State.
And because I spent a lot of time with that when I was much younger, for whatever reason, just that song specifically playing on repeat. So that kind of shot me back there quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like that super fast double time, like punk, sort of up tempo. That's the stuff that always excited me. So I always wanted to play in a band that played that kind of music. And so having a drummer like Colin makes it really easy because he's just as excited to do that kind of beat. He's like, oh, should we go double time? Like, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, so you guys have quite a bit of online, the stuff that is currently available that I've seen is definitely more towards kind of a pop, punkier sound for the most part. But then the stuff that you were playing tonight was I feel, was much heavier than that. Is some of the stuff from the new album that's coming or no?
We sort of walked you through our whole discography. Mm-hmm. Like we started with 5 Gallon Buckets, which is the first single we ever released.
Yep.
And then we played 10 Million Sheep, which is off of Self Unemployed, which is our first EP. And then we played Done in Kokomo, which we can talk about. That was a song that...
Big beef on
that was,
Kokomo.
Yeah, that was a moment. And then, but that was a single. And then after that, we released Tired. So we played Insomnia off of Tired. And then we released Indianification on the Punkerton Records compilation. So we played that. And then we played a couple of songs off of Postmortem, which is that debut album We've got vinyls coming. It's coming out here very soon. And played a couple songs from that one. And then we have, even right now, we're in the process of recording our second album.
Wow.
We don't even have the first album out yet, but we have the second album completely written.
We didn't play it, but Rome is out.
Rome is out. We didn't play it tonight, but it is out. We took it out of the set because we sound checked with it. But a couple of songs from Class 4 as well. The last two songs that we played were off of that next album. So we're jumping into the future a little bit here.
Yeah. Okay. So when you guys are writing things together, because each band has a different way that they choose to work together and make songs, and sometimes it's one person writes the lyrics to things and the band will make the groove afterwards. So what is your process for writing songs, and has it changed through these last few EPs that you've put out?
There's multiple methods. There's the Nick shows up with usually kind of a riff diddly, but the structure of a song with chords and like the melody, or it's Pierce or I show up with like a riff. Pierce more bluesy, and then sometimes we'll have like a chorus worked out. It's one of those two, and then it snowballs. It's not uncommon for like half these songs I feel like we wrote in the course of 5 or 10 minutes when one of us like brought an idea and we jammed it, and then we were like, and then we're done.
Yeah, there's a few ways that we do it, like Matt just said. You know, I could go song by song, man. We could do this for the next 20 minutes. You know, a lot of songs I'll write by myself. Some songs Pierce has written whole songs, or we'll have a riff that we expand on. Matt will have a riff that we expand on. Colin's just there looking sexy and just doing his thing, you know. But he's part of it too. He gets writing credits on some songs too.
There are a handful of songs that were slower when we started, and Colin basically threatened double time, and they're way better.
Yeah, I would kind of think of it like the first couple songs were pretty much Nick, and he set the template of like what the Deadfoot sound is, and then the more we got into it, I feel like we're interjecting our own voices into it more and more. So I think that's where you're hearing the evolution in the sound.
I mean, it's an interesting group. Nick's really no effectsy with his style. Pierce is very blues. Colin's from like black metal and death metal, and then I'm from like hardcore and metalcore. So like you all mash that up, and I feel like the one that we're recording right now, it's even heavier, but also even lighter. There's a bunch of stuff on there that's way lighter, too.
Yeah, that's just, I think, we're a lowercase d bipolar, like, pop punk band. Like, we have pop songs, we have punk songs, and we don't shy away from any of it, you know.
Well, Colin, let me ask you this, because I feel like it's not a question I get to hear, you know, asked by drummers often. What is your mindset when you're kind of walking into a song and you want to add your own flair to it? Because I know sometimes with chords, maybe possibly you're locked into a thought process, maybe, or how do you approach writing the drum parts for your songs?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times the drum part is already kind of in the song. I just have to find it, you know. I just try to find something that suits the song, and or sometimes I try to add some energy that I think is lacking, just kind of push things along, make sure that the drums bring the next part in. Yeah, you're kind of just like sailing the ship, so you just got to guide it along and make sure that the big moments are as big as they need to be. You bring it down when it needs to. You're kind of shaping the song and the dynamics on the drums.
Yeah. I guess what tells you when it's time to really pull back on something, or maybe show some restraint versus, okay, now we're going to really turn it up?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's smart to come down a little bit on the verses. That way you have somewhere to build for the chorus so it can sound big. You know, the bridge is kind of up in the air. It really depends on the song. But, yeah, I mean, it's loud, heavy music, but I still try to, even if it's, like, not dynamically changing because it's just loud the whole time, I at least make sure that there's changes in textures. You know, that gives the song a shape and just doesn't make it sound the same the whole time.
Okay, very good. So I think there's a quote that you use. I think it's on torches, where you say, define the law that says we are who we pretend to be, or you are who you pretend to be, which is a quote from Kurt Vonnegut. Shout out to Indiana. We love Kurt Vonnegut. And the entire quote is, we are who we pretend to be, so be careful of who we pretend to be. Uh, who were you pretending to be at that time, and who are you now?
So, the person that wrote that song, um, man, I had to work through some stuff. I've been with my wife for almost 12 years, and so we've had ups and downs, and I had to do some growing. I met her when I was 22. So it's been just a journey for me personally to become sort of this person that is worthy and respectful of you know being with her, basically. So that's who I was then, and now I'm that same person but slightly more evolved.
That's a good thing, man. Moving forward, trying to progress is kind of one of those never-ending journeys that people go on. But I am glad that you are, at least you feel like you're progressing and a success at this time. So I'm happy for you.
Thanks, Troy.
I think there is something else. Okay, so something that I, always give the crowd a chance to ask questions if they have any. So I'm wondering if, probably not. I think our crowd is very deep entrenched with some other things right now. But are there any things that you'd kind of like to bring up before we close some of this stuff out?
We hate really good. Like, we're really good when we get on a road trip and have to drive like 7 hours to Wisconsin. We can really hate on a topic together, and it's lovely. Like, it's pretty beautiful. We can keep a rant going for hours.
What is the last good hate session that you have? And,
We there you well,
I was like,
That's
I should
we.
probably
it's
be
been
careful.
We'll have to save that for another interview, I think.
It's been a minute since. One of the things that always would get us is if an opening band would pack up and disappear almost before like the second band even played at a show, and then, like, they would take all their friends with them. We would see that a lot, and even on the road some. That it was just like, it's just aggravating and, like, I don't know, kind of rude thing to do. But it was just like, it was those situations kind of spawned because we would rant on those and we'd rant on other things, and we started ranting about stuff in general, and then Class 4 became a song. And
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I wrote. So I do want to talk about a couple things. So,
Go for it.
2025, we came up with this plan to release 25 songs this year. So
My
we
God.
call it 25 and 25. And so EP was the first 5. I'm sorry, the Tired EP was the first 5, and then Indianification was number 6. We have Postmortem coming out, which is 10 more songs, and we're recording Class War, which is also 10 songs, and we have 2 other songs coming as well. So we've been working really hard, and we sort of pulled back on shows this year so we could release more music, which is what we're doing. We just want to get more music out there. So we're technically on pace to release 25 songs this year, but I think that there has to be an audience for it. So we're going to see what we can do there.
So I guess this is my last question. Something I was curious about. You guys have a few EPs that were out in the works, and I'm glad to hear now that you've got your first debut album that's on the way. Are the rest of these projects that are going to come out this year? Are they going to be albums or some singles? Or I know Postmortem for sure.
So
we kind of we float around. Recently we were discussing the idea of doing some acoustic songs because as much as we don't enjoy it the most, especially Colin, because he can't wail on the drums, some of our best responses have been our acoustic sets. We've been told, so it's just like, and there's a couple covers we're working on too, in the idea of how would we release the 2 other songs outside of Postmortem on top of a cover and some other things. We have also a bunch of like live recordings that we could go through, and we just have it's an endless amount of possibilities.
We have a lot of stuff in the bank, so it's just about getting in front of people and finding the right like distribution paths and the right people to work with, and just getting it in front of more people. That's the goal.
I think we realized very quickly 25 songs in a year is a lot, but we also don't want to mail it in. So that's also like the idea with like, we would like to release something live, but we're like, no. It's
Drums and bass are done. It's all these guys' fault that we're not done with the next one. So
Is the making of an album different than your EP process has been?
We changed the studio that we're using for this next release, so it should be our best sounding stuff. And we've got, we're trying to find the right mixing engineer. We think we've got a really good engineer lined up, so we're just moving things forward, just trying to stay on schedule. This self-imposed schedule that no one is asking us for and no one is really demanding, but we're just like, hey, we're going to do all this stuff, and hopefully somebody likes a song along the way.
Yeah, man. I mean, you have to push yourself before others are going to start pushing for you and want to see things. And putting out that content is going to give a lot of fans a new opportunity to hear a lot more stuff that you guys have, and probably some stuff that you're even more excited about than the stuff that you've already released. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Tired is, I guess, our latest release, Indianification, really, but like that was back in January, and we've released and ordered another album since then, and now we're even past that album, and we're just on the next record.
What's funny about Tired is we knew it was going to be called Tired, and we felt tired, and then we went into 2024 and then booked like 40 shows, 30 shows,
50 shows.
Yeah, and then got way even more tired. So like, I think the name perpetuated itself.
Yeah, last year the only song we released was Done in Kokomo. We only put out one song last year.
Okay. I feel like, just in respect for Done in Kokomo, let's talk about that for a second. And
Sure.
then we'll close up. So clearly there's a lot of beef with a certain promoter somewhere out in Kokomo who said you'll never work in Kokomo again, apparently.
I've still never been served my papers.
What, like, happened there? Where did that stem from?
It was just a situation where the things that were promised didn't materialize, and so this promoter, like, if you're a promoter and you start a promotion company, even if you're local and you do it on a small scale, you should still take it seriously. And the way this night unfolded with this promoter, this show we played in Kokomo, I was like, I'm going to say something. I just kind of posted about it on Facebook, and then it got way more attention than I thought it would. And people were like, yeah, man, I'm sick. I hate working with shady promoters who don't do any work. And then everyone was flaming this guy because he'd been doing that left and right for all kinds of bands. So he kind of got blacklisted from the scene and isn't supposed to, or not really part of it anymore in Indiana.
There was that festival he was trying to do up in Fort Wayne, which that had come out that was months down the road, but bands started commenting that they had to pay like $100 or $200 and all this jazz, and he had never actually paid Pierre's. Like, the venue said they never got the money from him.
Yeah, he basically agreed to put this event on at Pierre's in Fort Wayne, and then took the deposit and ran, and took a bunch of money from people, and like, actually I do want to talk about something else too. Indie Skate Music Fest. We did a festival in 2022 called Indie Skate Music Fest. It was at Major Taylor. It was at the Velodrome. It was a lot of fun. Pat and the Pissers played. We had Warren TV. We had some other bands, mostly local bands. Shadeland. Just a lot of some really good local talent, some really good bands, and then it was just a cool event. Food trucks and skateboarding and music and like an all-day thing. It was really cool. We did it for super cheap. We raised a bunch of money. It was fun. I would totally do it again. Wink. But that is to say, just going back to like the whole theme of like trying to do things the right way and trying to better yourself and be the best person you can be. Like I would never dream of taking people's money and like not using it the way that I said that I would use it. Like taking it to like do whatever this dude is doing with this money that he's taking. So it kind of rubs me the wrong way when people are like that, and I just had to say something about it, and that is what I did.
I think
And then I wrote a song and we rushed it out and we put it out and it was fun. It was a good time.
I remember all the comments and based off of it. What I feel bad about was all the really young kids, because it seemed like a lot of young bands got burned by him. And
That's
then
how
he
you
kept
do it.
screwing around, and then finally got a hold of some people who have been doing it long enough that they were like, we know something's up here.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually how it goes. Young bands are taking advantage of young people in general. They don't know anything, so.
That's why I'm glad we're an older band, because we're too smart and wise and financially savvy and creatively true to ourselves to do shit like that. Please give us money. Will you please just send us money and just help us live our dream? I promise we'll suck away from you.
Deadfootpunk.com.
You heard it. Give him some money. I just gave him some. All right,
Yeah, that's
guys.
true. Yeah, thanks, Troy. Thanks for the money.
Well, I mean, that's all I got. So thanks so much for coming on the show, and I'm going to give it up one more time for Deadfoot.
Thanks for having us.
Woo!
Thank you, Troy.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.